Last month I went surfing on a bicycle, but now I'm back home in Colorado, thousands of miles from any waves or sandy beaches. In fact, all of our water comes down white, then melts off into our rivers. And since I've got my custom surf cycle, I want to be the first ever to bicycle down the rapids. So buckle up, because this one gets wild.
Let's go! Oh shit!
So the other week my friends invited me out to go whitewater tubing, and it wasn't what I expected.
Where's the whitewater?
The first problem was this water isn't even frozen. And quite frankly, it was boring as hell.
Damn it.
And I knew I needed to fix some things in order to successfully navigate real whitewater. But first I had to refurbish the parts that just got totally rusted out by the salt water. It's like what happens to my bunghole after a week with no bidet.
Ugh, really?
There's also no need for shifting gears when you're running a surf cycle, so I could hit it with a little snip snap patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Oh, these suck.
Like, in theory. When you're going out into unknown territory, it's your preparation that's gonna make all the difference. And they say how you do anything is how you do everything. And I'm the kind of guy that gets the acid on their hands before they figure out they should use some gloves. So I tend to proceed through all these adventures with blissful ignorance until I learn better. And I'm sure one of these days that attitude will come back to bite me, right? Just kidding, my hand was fine. But this bike's got a lot of sharp metal moving parts next to a lot of squishy flesh. And if I'm gonna get filleted, I'd rather it be by metal that's not rusty. Now that it meets YouTube's impossible beauty standards, I can solve the real problems. Like the fact that I could barely even turn with this thing. So originally my fins were in the front, but most watercraft have them in the back, and I'm gonna need that to steer better between the rocks. In fact, I learned that was probably actually what made me flip over when I caught that sick wave. There's a sort of oversteer effect that happens when you're being pushed from behind, but your turning is controlled in the front. So once it started to kind of fishtail out, there was no recovering. You know, I think of learning to make stuff kind of like a skill tree in a video game, you know? Let's take cutting different materials, for example. You upgrade from scissors to maybe wire cutters or even like a saw, but until you actually get the right equipment, like an angle grinder in this case, you don't even have the potential to work with metal.
We got our 2 fins, and this is easily my best welding job yet.
Still has herpes.
Look at that.
And I think I've improved my welding skills from like a 1 out of 10 to at least a 3 out of 10 with this one. And there we go, a strong, thick back end. But the way I'm gonna turn this thing is 2 cables attached to the handlebars, running down along the frame, and then bolted onto either side of the rudder. Of course, the cables I bought were too short, so I ended up having to run it across the top part of the frame. But it worked. When I turn the handlebars, it turns the rudder. But the rapids are a whole different story than the open ocean. You've got exposed jagged rocks and sticks everywhere. And quite frankly, I don't think my surf cycle would survive. I mean, these pontoons were made for chilling around a lake with a beer, and I can't risk having it bust on me.
Hey man, what's up? Yeah. Tomorrow?
It's my buddy Nikhil. Shh.
Yeah. No, yeah, we can do tomorrow. I can make it work. No, yeah, no worries. No worries. I'll see you then. Alright, thanks man. See ya. Fuck. Alright. Time to work.
I had less than a day left, and I need to find my duct tape to help protect those pontoons. You know, I have this bad habit of not cleaning up before I finish the job. And sometimes it can really just kill my workflow. Then I get angry, but I guess it's not the end of the world. Or at least my world. So I'm gonna use a thick layer of duct tape, like a condom, for protection from all the jagged sticks and rocks. But will it actually work? Well, it could withstand the beating no problem. But can it withstand damage from rocks? Let's find out through this completely invalid experiment. And it survived. But my thumb didn't. My thumb got fucked. It's got real damage, okay? Real damage. And if my fiberglass breaks, this should at least keep it from, spreading all over the river. So with that, I can just get things disassembled and packed up for the morning. But there's one last problem. What should I wear? My surf cycle attire was good for the beach, but that won't work. Okay, now you're like practically naked. You need at least some protection. I mean, that water's ice cold. What, are you trying to drown out there? It's not that cold. I mean, come on. Okay, I see you. That's a step in the right direction, but that's still a snowboard helmet. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do, but you're still not buoyant enough. There we go, a life vest. Now that's what I'm looking for. Alright, they might be water wings, but that shit ain't gonna fly. Plus you're like 30, how'd those even fit? Thank you. I mean, did it really have to take you this long? It feels obvious. Oh, don't be a baby. You'll thank me later. So I loaded it up in the greatest vehicle of all time, and then headed to Clear Creek Canyon. When me and Nikhil made it out there, the water levels were looking a bit low. But we're pretty sure we can navigate some paths that are deep enough without bumping and grinding our way through too bad. But first, we had to carry it down this steep, sketchy-ass embankment, where there's more chances to break a leg than a Broadway play. But back in college, me and Nikhil did parkour together and would go on what we call roof missions. So we'd sneak under roofs at campus and then kind of explore and find our way down. Oh shit, there, okay, so that's me, and that's Nikhil, and I'm sorry Nikhil, I didn't have footage of you doing cooler shit in this video. But you did, and anyway, sorry. So we're pretty familiar navigating our way through uncharted territory, if you know what I mean. But if you've ever scrambled down a scree field like this with just unstable rocks at each and every angle, you know just how difficult this is. And to make matters worse, this thing's more awkward to carry than a person you've hogtied with duct tape that's somehow still conscious, or something like that.
Just shut up, okay? Put you back in the hole. You make one little peep, you're done, buddy. Hear me? You're done.
What was I saying? Right, yeah, you get it. It's weird to carry. But the second that surf cycle touched water, my heart started racing. And I could feel the tension of the calm before the storm, of not knowing what's gonna happen over these next few minutes. I took one last breath and anchored myself in the moment, and then I set off.
Oh, hell yeah.
And here we go.
Let's go! Oh, shit!
I could tell immediately those rudders were useless, but at least it's holding up to all these rocks. At this point, I realized I was at the mercy of the water. And honestly, I just didn't want to fall off. There's no clean way to bail here.
Oh, no! Oh, shit! You'll bounce off it.
And for obvious reasons, I really didn't want to be going backwards down this. I mean, it's sketchy enough as is.
You got an audience on the bridge. You got this. Oh no.
And of course, I'd end up backwards, approaching one of the sketchiest sections of the river. I totally gave up on pedaling at this point and just planted my feet wide for maximum stability, and then had to kind of rock my way off of this rock here.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's broke. Oh my God. Oh shit.
And just like that, my ride had come to an end. And I realized my preparation totally failed me. I didn't tie down the back of the surfboard to my frame like I did when I took it surfing. And of course, I paid the price. So as you probably noticed, the front forks of my bike literally snapped in half. And after all of that drama and adrenaline, we only made it, I don't know, a couple hundred feet? So we put in just past this bridge up here, and then everything came crashing down right about here, next to the bathrooms. So was it worth it? Sure. I don't know anybody else who's biked on whitewater. I still think I'm the first one. And hey, all of the shit I made held up. It's this damn bicycle that couldn't take the heat. But seriously, thank you for watching, and please check out my other videos and subscribe. And if you want to support my work further, check out the Patreon.